sky, so vast is the sky, with faraway clouds just wandering by. Where do they go? Oh, I don't know. Don't know. Wind that speaks to the leaves, telling stories that no one believes. Stories of love belong to you, belong to me. Oh, Gingy, if I only had words, I would say all the beautiful things that I see when you're with me. Oh, my Gingy. Oh, Gingy, like the song of the wind in the trees, that's how my heart is singing, Gingy. Happy Gingy, when you're with me. I love you more each day, yes I do, yes I do. I'd let you go away if you take me with you. Don't you know, Gingy, I'd be running and searching for you like a river that can't find the sea. That would be me without you, my Gingy. I love you more each day, yes I do, yes I do. And I'd let you go away if you take me with you. Don't you know, Gingy, I'll be running and searching for you like the river that can't find the sea. That would be me without you, my Gingy. Oh, Gingy. Oh, 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 ba-da-da, ba-da-da, oh. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, have a seat, grab a drink. Okay, so today we're going to finish up our session on consonants and vowels and how we can connect those two together. So let me do my intro real quick. Welcome to Learn to Sing with Omega. I'm Omega, singer, songwriter, and music education specialist. Learn to Sing has singing lessons, music lessons, pro tips, and tricks to help you become a better singer. Hit those high notes, nail those low notes.
Belt it out and hold it longer. I'm here to help. In a supportive community, I turn people into singers, singers into musicians, and musicians into professionals. I teach the mechanics of singing and music theory to help you find your voice and sing your song. So let's kick things off with a powerful truth. Consonants are the foundation upon which our vowels are built. They are the frame for our beautiful vowels. The vowels are the meat and potatoes, and the consonants are the buns. Are we singing with sourdough? Are we singing with shortbread? What are we doing? Right? And so this is the frame for our vowels, right? And our vowels hold our emotions, right? So think of consonants as as the welcoming committee to your vowels. When articulated effectively, they create a stunning lead in to the beautiful sounds that follow. This relationship is essential for clear diction and emotional expression in our singing. Okay, so let's take the word mom. As you hit that M, keep your upper lip loose. Remember, like if your lips are tight, you risk pulling the vowel sound out of its glorious space because you have that ah sound, right? So, mom. Let's try together. Mom. Right? The M's cap the beautiful ah. Soft lips on the M helps you to feel the sound resonate in your face. Mom. It should be warm and beautiful. And if you think about the word mother, notice how soft your lips feel around the other sounds. Mother, ma. You have the is not as beautiful as ah. Ah is just round juiciness. Is not so much, but it's beautiful with the M. Mother, right? The same principles apply to other consonants like the B and the P. You want a gentle release of air that effortlessly supports the vowel sounds, like breathe, 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 right? Okay, so what happens if we don't get it right? When the consonants are pressed down or pronounced incorrectly? Now, there is no real incorrect pronunciation of a word, right? There's dialects, the way someone says a word in South Carolina is different than you might hear it in California. I know because I'm from South Carolina, but I live in Los Angeles. Um, but I moved to Los Angeles when I was 4. So my accent is very California. And because Hollywood makes movies, my dialect is all over the world because it's farmed out in movies, right? So there is no real incorrect pronunciation. You just need to make sure that your enunciation is clear, that people understand what you're saying. Okay. So when I'm saying incorrect, it means that people don't understand what you're saying. Not that what you're saying is wrong, but people don't understand what you're saying. But if you don't shape your mouth in a way that is consistent, people will not understand, and you'll change the sound of your vowel, right? If you pronounce um if you just if you're not consistent with the way you pronounce your words, people are not going to understand you. Because I keep bringing up Anita Baker because her first album I bought because I wanted to read the lyrics. But before, because I was in high school and I didn't have any money, so I had to wait. So I'm listening to the radio whenever they would bless me with one of her songs. With all my heart, I love you, baby. And so, like, her B's are delicious. They just bounce with joy. Um, and she milks the ooh in with all my heart, right? And so she does all of these very delicious things that I grew to understand, that she uses that ooh to get that juicy sound. So even though I didn't initially know what she was singing, as I started listening and studying and, falling in love with everything that falls out of her mouth, so it's not incorrect because that's her way of doing it, right? It's her style, and that's what you want. You need to use the vowels, use the consonants to create your style. I wish these people would leave me alone, y'all. Tell them. um okay, so you just need to make sure that you keep the mouth corners relaxed so that you can have your correct vowel shape. Right? And so you don't want to stretch your mouth too wide for the like you don't need that. Just keep everything nice and relaxed. And that's what Anita Baker does. Everything is relaxed. Her soft palate is smooth and juicy and you just want it, it's like you're listening to chocolate. It's just deliciousness. Okay, so some of the things that you should keep in mind with your consonants are how to use them in the music. You don't want to be just a singer because there's the joke that singers are dumb because we don't do all of the things that other instrumentalists do. But vocalists, they use their voice as an instrument, right? And so you want to help use um the consonants are really going to help deliver that opportunity to be a part of the band. Starting with the L. This sound can be tricky. But the secret is making sure that your tongue and jaw move together. The tip of your tongue should touch just behind your front teeth, and your jaw should stay relaxed. Like in the word light, light, light. Jaw is open. The L is touching, your tongue is touching the top teeth. Light, right? And that gives the space for the two sounds in the I, ah, and E, light, right? And then for the T, each sound should end with a burst of air, like a mini explosion of clarity. Imagine saying ta-da, ta, ta, ta-da, ta, ah, ta-da, right? The little puff just that's like a hit on a cymbal. Ta-da. And then with the G, this also needs the right tongue placement. The tip of your tongue rests, the tip of your tongue rests lightly against your lower front teeth while the back of your tongue touches the roof of your mouth. Mm, like go, 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 go. Do you feel the resonance? Mm, 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 mm. Right? You feel it at the top of your at the back of your mouth. Go, go, go. Yeah. Okay. So with voiced and unvoiced consonants, right? We talked about this. We talked about all of those before, right? So the F and the V also lead vowels beautifully when pronounced gently. You don't want right? Because you certainly don't want to spit. Because now that we're living in the video age, you're going to see all those little particles of spit. It's gross, right? But you can't help that because if you're really focused on making the beautiful sound, if you're singing opera, you really have to push, right? And to make those big sounds. So you can't necessarily help all of the spit and all of that. But if you're singing opera, no one is right there in your face where you're going to land on them, right? Because you're on top of a stage far away from your audience. But make sure that when you're singing the F and the V, that you keep your lower lip soft so that the air can flow through them, right? And you're creating like an internal smile. Fun, fun, fun. You need space in the mouth, not fun, 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 right? It feels nice. Fun. We're having fun today, right? But y'all, I really am having fun today. Today has been a great day. My kids just sound amazing. I'll tell you more about that after I finish the lesson. Now, so when you're articulating the R, The dreaded R. The R is beautiful and awful all at the same time. When the R is at the end of the word, you're going to flip the tongue just slightly, like a R, car, car, car. That's the American R. The British R is not existent. It does not happen. The word is ka in a British accent, right? Ka. They don't say the British, they don't say an R sound because it's very country. Like British singers that are country music singers, they will have the R because you have to have the R in country. Radio, right? Um, and the German R is even further back. Ah, I can't quite do it. If I'm in Germany, I can do it, but I can't do it outside of Germany because I'm not speaking German all the time. Um, but the German R is far back in the throat. The Italian R is in the front. Aria, ar. It's the flip that I was telling you about, and so it just barely touches the top of your mouth. Aria. Aria is the word for song in Italian, right? Um, and then the Spanish R is a rolled R. So like R, it bounces as opposed to one time, it's multiple times. R, which is the letter R in Spanish. Um, I can't think of any words in Spanish. Cantar, which is to sing. Cantar. And so it's multiple as opposed to canter. When I was teaching elementary music before I moved to Germany, I had an elementary school on the east side, and they had an invitation to this big music festival, and we did this song called Cantar, and it's nothing but brown kids. I'm the only black person for miles around, and it's clear that I don't speak Spanish, but I respect the language enough to make sure that our pronunciation is proper. Anyway, so my VP, I don't know what he was thinking. He told the audio engineer to put the tape. This is how long ago. This is in the 90s, right? We had cassette tapes that had the music. One side of the cassette tape had voices, and then the other side of the cassette tape had the same music without voices. So just an instrumental. And I don't know why he said to the engineer to play it on the B side. The engineer plays it, and we hear these white kids singing canter, canter with a very heavy Texas R. Everybody in the audience is shuffling because they know that their brown children know how to say cantar. And they're not saying canter, canter. And so I'm embarrassed. And I tell the children to silence. I look at the audio engineer. I was like, stop. It's on the wrong side. Turn it over. He turns it over. He overshoots our song. He rewinds it. He overshoots it again. I want to just fall apart. I can't. And here I am, the only black person in a crowd of brown people. And so I have to just show up for me because no one was going to help me. Because I didn't live in the neighborhood. Here I am, this stranger with 120 of their children, and I'm embarrassing everybody. So I said, okay, babies, we're just going to have to sing it a cappella. And they're like, okay. Now, I couldn't play piano at all back then. And so we always had rehearsals a cappella. And so that was nothing to them. They didn't know it was a big deal. But everybody in the audience did because this was a music festival. Everybody in the audience could play some kind of instrument. I was like, okay, here we go. Cantar, cantar, and all the rest of the stuff. Everybody, when we finished our last chord, we had a standing ovation. Everybody went bananas. That was one of my most favorite professional experiences as a music teacher. Was that moment. That was just my baby showed up. I was a queen of that festival. Just yeah, so vowels need the consonants, and they need the proper consonants to give the proper respect to the music, right? Also, duration of consonants is very, very important as well. Remember, I told you yesterday about S and Z, that you don't want to sound like a snake unless your role is to be a snake, right? But you can use the consonants as a instrument, as a percussive part of the song. Okay, each consonant should be sung with enough time for the listener to clearly perceive it or hear it, right? Because the R, the British R, you don't actually hear it, but you perceive it. Ka is car in American English, right? And water in American English is water in British, with the British pronunciation, right? Um, it's especially vital for words with emotional weight, right? And so, like, where the consonant duration happens can add color to your expression, right? So, like, when a word begins with a consonant, make sure that, or consider having the consonant preceding the beat. For example, with the word love, feel where the love sets the tone before the vowel lands on the beat. L is for the way you look. L is for the way you look at me, right? And so even though the word look is on the and, still the ook hits on the beat and the L precedes it just slightly. And so then it's look. L is for the way you look at me. And then the K is another opportunity for another hit. That's not the drums. The K is not a drum beat, but it's a beat. It's a vocal beat. Okay. So a common pitfall is that many singers tend to just drop consonants or don't give them enough duration at all. And so that can sound lethargic or lazy, and or a sound that lacks energy and clarity. Okay, so let's practice sustaining consonants together. Say hello. Hello, it's me, right? Or hello, is it me you're looking for? For us old heads, that's Lionel Richie and Adele, right? But both of them, they use the H to help move and to help introduce the idea. Hello, 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 right? Make sure that you keep it present in your phrase. The way you articulate consonants affects not just the clarity of your lyrics, but also the emotional impact of the performance. Okay, so take a moment to reflect on your consonants with mindfulness, right? Each consonant frames each vowel beautifully and or creatively. So to wrap it all up, mastering consonants is an essential part of your vocal training that can greatly enhance your singing. By focusing on how you articulate consonants and their relationships to vowels, you will see a huge improvement in your vocal quality, your vocal clarity, and your emotional expression. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me today on your singing journey. I hope you find these tips helpful. Remember, you got to practice every day. And there's so many little things. You don't have to practice the same thing every day. Maybe one day you're really going to hone in on your warm ups. Maybe one day you're going to focus on all of the L's. And remember, on our last live lesson with Jules and Monique, Jules is Jules' focus is the I. She has to go through and mark all the I's because it's got two sounds. It's a diphthong, and she needs to really focus on the ah of the I. I. right? So maybe one day she's going to focus on her eye. Maybe another day she's going to focus on singing with a lot of space in her mouth, right? But every day you got to practice, practice, practice every single day. Okay? So, for more tips and tricks, don't forget to follow Learn to Sing and please visit my website so that you can join our amazing community. Also, if you're looking for personalized guidance, consider booking a one on one class with me. If you don't want to be on live, if you don't want to be on YouTube live, right? That's an opportunity. I need to update the website so that we can do one on one coaching calls if you would like that. But I cannot wait to hear from you soon. So, my loves, remember, comment below if you would like to come and join the live YouTube class Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and our final concert will be on November 23rd, 5 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Jules and Monique will be singing. I will be singing songs from my new album, probably just two songs. Everybody will sing two songs. This week in the live class, we are doing our last week with the material that we've been working on. We're going to add a second song starting in November. Um, But if you start joining with us in November, you'll just have one song if you would like to be on the concert. You cannot be on the concert if you haven't been in the class, okay? Because I don't want anyone to perform and not sound good or look good, or, part of these live classes is the opportunity for us to fix technical issues, making sure our camera looks good, make sure our sound sounds good, in addition to learning how to sing, right? Because ultimately, the goal is for us to work together as a unit and make records, right? But you can't sing with me if you don't sound good, right? I'm not going to help you produce any songs and you don't sound good. So you got to make sure that you are a good singer. And I'm going to help you be a good singer because I want to help you make records, right? Because now that I know how to make my own records, like, let's hit it. Let's all be working together. I can help you. You can help me. We can help cross promote each other's profiles and music. And I tried to do that with my last class back in 21, but for some reason, the singers didn't get along. So we need to, or they didn't work together like I wanted them to, or I don't really know what happened, but they just kind of fizzled out. And part of that, I think, because they didn't spend any money. And so there was nothing for them to lose for them to show up the whole time and fulfill the contract because they didn't. Um, so I have to charge. So this week is the last week for you to get in on the discounted rates. All the discounts will be gone and there will be only one price for the live class. And then we're going to add the links for the one-on-one coaching sessions that are available. And if you would like to do songwriting, that will be the class that will start in January, because you guys can watch the videos of how to sing and you can get one-on-one coaching, so we can get that out of the way. But I'm looking for singer songwriters that want to make music with your mouthpiece. I'm looking for folks. Looking for folks. Someone left a comment a few weeks ago about the opening song.
Sky.
So that song is Gingy by Carlos Jobim. It is a Portuguese beautiful ballad and recorded by Dr. Jörg Heuser and I in one of his studios, and we used it as a promotional song to get us gigs when I lived in Germany and when I lived in Mainz, and which is just outside of Frankfurt. And we did about 3 songs, and I love Gingy. That song is just so delicious and so beautiful. So if the case is that you want to record um, cover songs, we can do that too, right? You don't have to write songs um, to do this. So, like, if you guys are interested, we can work as a collaboration to build a record company where we don't have to do all of the nasty stuff that Hollywood makes you do, right? All of the stories about Diddy and Epstein, and those stories have been forever in Los Angeles, right? That's why I've never worked in Los Angeles as a professional singer doing pop music. I've only been a classical singer here. Singing arias and art songs by Black composers is my specialty. Um, so now is the time for you to make your career as a singer, because we don't need those gatekeepers that are at the record companies. We don't need those gatekeepers that are the managers that are in bed with the record companies. And I just found out about a company called Fanbase, and with Fanbase you can sell your music. You don't have to sell your soul to Spotify, who's going to take advantage of you, knowing that musicians built that platform. They would not have a platform if it were not for musicians, but they do not pay musicians. They'll pay podcasters, people that are just sitting around talking, but they're not paying musicians like they should. You know, Taylor Swift, she's getting paid. Mariah Carey, she's getting paid. You know, these big stars, they're getting paid, but the rest of us, they're not paying us, right? So with Fanbase and other new platforms, you can sell directly to consumers. And so this is the time. This is the time. While it's still very young and still very new, let's get out there and let's make some music. Let's get our voices in order, in shape. And so if you treat your voice like the rest of your body, that you want your body to be in shape, you might have a big body, you might have a little body, but it still needs to be in shape. It still needs to be in tune. You need to be able to run when you need to run. You need to be able to skip when it's time to skip. You need to bend over when it's time to bend over. Your voice has certain functions that it has to do, and so you have to sing regularly to make sure that you're in line with all of that. Okay. I know this is all over the place and all off topic, but this is the time, you guys. The world is coming to an end, so you might as well go for broke. Okay. So I will see you guys tomorrow and on Saturday for our, I think our third, or is it our fourth? I don't know. I'll see you guys on tomorrow and I'll see you on Saturday. Okay. Love you guys. Have a great day.